Believe it or not, roller coasters are actually incredibly safe. You are more at risk of injury or death driving to a theme park or falling at a theme park as opposed to riding a roller coaster or flat ride. But some people still refuse to believe these facts, and part of the reason why is clickbait videos on YouTube. So today I go through 10 clickbait thumbnails and ultimately debunk them, telling you what coasters they use to make these images and also how you can spot signs of a misleading video. Let's dive in. The first thumbnail that we are going to take a look at is this one. This image shows a ride vehicle headed down a vertical drop into a giant kraken's mouth. Now there are so many things wrong with this thumbnail, but to keep it short, the track on the drop is the wrong color, which can clearly be seen with this other track portion to the left, and the ride vehicle shown in the image is that of an alpine coaster. However, the kraken prop is real, and it belongs to the dive coaster Krake at Heidi Park in Germany. This ride does have a vertical drop as well as a splashdown immediately after and one inversion. All completely safe and normal, as these dive machines are all over the world and they have been safely operating and thrilling riders with their diving gimmick for years. And with that, that's one clickbait thumbnail debunked, 9 more to go. The next one we will be taking a look at is quite an iconic one. It's the Top 5 Central Trackless Clickbait thumbnail. And by the way, that was not a shout out, but rather a case of harsh criticism because, well, look at this garbage. Obviously, roller coasters do not jump the track like that, the photoshopped roller coaster train is horrible quality, and the type of coaster isn't even correct. The roller coaster train shown is a floorless coaster train that seats you above the track, when the track shown belongs to that of an inverted coaster which seats you under the track. You can even see parts of the inverted coaster train that they didn't cut out. As for what coaster it is, it looks like it could be part of the giant inverted boomerang model from Dutch manufacturer Vekoma, but I could be wrong. These rides lift riders up a vertical lift hill, drop you down through 3 inversions, and back up another spike before doing it once again backwards. I haven't done one of these coasters, but they look awesome and very fun. Next one we have is an image of a man holding on for dear life as a roller coaster train is traversing one of its inversions. And I gotta give it to whoever created this image, they did pretty good. The only problem is that it's about as fake as Six Flags' theming portfolio. Anyways, the coaster shown in the image is another completely safe one. It's a regular boomerang coaster similar to the giant inverted boomerang discussed earlier. This coaster in particular is hard to decipher as there are quite a few of these rides that have white track and supports with red trains. I concluded that this coaster is either Tidal Wave at Ocean City in the US or Titan, which operated at World Expo Park in Australia. It's more than likely Tidal Wave, as that is still running, and Titan operated in Australia for only 6 months before being relocated with a different color scheme. Let's move on. The next thumbnail is another well-known one, and it's another thumbnail that was photoshopped to make the train seem like it was jumping the track. This one is another case of inconsistency, as the color scheme on the loop does not match the color scheme on the rest of the track. And of course, construction crews don't build a roller coaster only to forget the top of the loop. As for the coaster itself, the ride in the image is Scream, which is a floorless roller coaster located at Six Flags Magic Mountain. And look, it has a full, well-constructed, totally safe loop. Who knew? And I have no idea why the loop is a different color. Maybe it was ripped from another floorless coaster like Insane Speed in Taiwan, but I don't know. Moving on, we have just a ridiculously fake thumbnail that I simply can't stand. It's a photo of the inverted coaster Alpengeist at Busch Gardens Williamsburg with a row of riders that looks to have been torn off the train. Where do I even begin? First of all, the seats are built into the train, it's not like they're strapped in by a couple of fisherman knots. And second, that front piece doesn't even house a row on the train. Most of you may not know this, but when Alpengeist was built, it would valley between the drop off the mid-course brake run and the 0G roll. So Busch Gardens added that front piece on each of the trains to give them extra weight to make it over the inversion safely. It was never designed to house a row on the train. So overall, this thumbnail is well edited, but fake and impossible to incur in real life on every aspect. Next. What is this? Someone photoshopped a roller coaster track and made it look like it heads into a giant hole. Okay. The coaster in the thumbnail is Skyscream at Holiday Park in Germany, and it does not plummet straight down into a hole. In fact, the inversion shown takes place at the top of the ride. Also, this ride gets way too much attention from the public because this ride is called insane and crazy when there's literally 10 other roller coasters just like it. It's not an uncommon model, yet people treat it like it's the most ridiculous roller coaster to ever touch the face of the earth. Anyways, I'm ranting here. To sum up this thumbnail, I'm sure no manufacturer is stupid enough to build a roller coaster that goes into a giant hole. Actually, wait, I take that back. And the ride shown in the image is, well, what do you know, another safe roller coaster. Now before I wrap this up, I want to give you all some tips and tricks so you can spot if a roller coaster thumbnail is clickbait. First, check to see if there are any blatantly obvious faults. Check for missing track portions or stuff that clearly never occurs on roller coasters. Next, check for any inconsistencies. Check if the track is colored differently in one section or if the type of track doesn't line up with other track sections or the train. Finally, check for edits or changes made in any part of the image. Make sure nothing looks like it has been photoshopped or recycled. In other words, make sure the image is raw like some of my thumbnails or other coaster content creators' thumbnails. Additionally, definitely look at the title and the channel to see if they make any other videos on roller coasters. If the title of the video looks like the ones on screen and the channel isn't dedicated to roller coasters and is only dedicated to misinformation, it's probably fake. So that's about it. Thank you all for watching this video, and let me know down below if you would like to see a part 2, as there are so many other clickbait thumbnails I could debunk. Also, feel free to share this video with your friends who are scared of roller coasters or may have been tricked by these types of thumbnails before. Signing off for now, this has been Storm, and I'll see you coaster lovers next time.